Okay, turn me up. They don't want no smoke, I'm in my bag. Bitch, I'm rolling up. They say this shit hot. Hot, bitch, I'm burning up. Yeah, let's talk some business. Ain't no money, I ain't showing up. Don't know how to act. A bunch of country niggas pulling up. Okay, turn me up. Now they say they want that country shit. Okay, now turn me up. Now they see I be that energy. I make them turn me up. Yeah, I know they trying to finish me, but it just turn me up. Okay, turn me up, Jay. Fresh to death on camouflage. Gotta keep a foot up on their necks, cause they might sabotage. I ain't come for peace, I brought the mask, about to terrorize. Step. If you ain't hating, nigga, keep that bullshit to yourself. Get my bop on you niggas. Don't never question if I'm a real nigga. I get a lot for you niggas. Bitch, they thought I was finished, but I got a lot for you niggas. Lil John on them niggas. I'm the Brown on them niggas. I'm the hottest in the business. Okay, put me in the me. I can tell you used to lame niggas that ain't this. Think you coming up a bag, you ain't getting shit. You say wanna fuck, but now she see a nigga lit. Country for life in this bitch. Okay, turn me up. They don't want no smoke, I'm in my bag. Bitch, I'm rolling up. They say this shit hot.
YouTube, what's good, guys? It's your boy T, and I'm back again, guys, with another live, guys. And today's live is going to be on the 2024 NFL playoffs, and I'm going to break down each game. And also, guys, I'm going to talk about who I think you should be betting on as far as a parlay. Also, guys, I'm going to talk about some players that I think you should be using to help set your lineups. So I'm going to go through each team, guys that I think can have a boom game. I'm not saying these are the only players that you should start, but I'm just going to talk about a couple players that I really like that I think can ball out today and tomorrow. So, guys, with no further ado, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. This is cutting edge content. I said what I said. This is cutting edge content. Okay. So, let's see here. All right, guys. So first of all, we're gonna talk about the money lines and far as the point spreads. I'm gonna give you what I think about each game because I think it's a way to bet each game, and we'll see how I come out. Right? If I'm 4 for 4, if I'm 1 for 4, or whatever. But let's start with the Houston and Baltimore game. I'm going with Baltimore money line. I do believe that Houston can cover the points, but I'm nervous. Lamar he's focused, so I don't want to bet on Houston and they get beat by 12 points. The point spread, I believe, is 10 points. Now, actually, it's 9.5. So that's basically 10 points. So I'm going with Baltimore money line. It's minus 140. So I'm betting them to win the game straight up. That's what I'm doing. So I'm willing to put $40, $50, $100 to bet on Baltimore straight up to win the game. Money line, minus 440. Going on to the Green Bay and the San Francisco game, I'm betting on Green Bay plus 10. I'm taking the points, and I'm running with that. They're getting 10 points. I'm running with that. Now, San Francisco is a good team. I do believe that they can win this game straight up, especially if they establish CMC. CMC is one of the best running backs in the game. He's on his way to be a Hall of Famer. It's going to be hard to stop him. Green Bay got young, good defensive players, but I don't believe their defensive players are going to be able to shut down San Francisco enough to where they can win this game or shut out CMC. I just don't believe they're going to shut out CMC. Now, can they win this game? They can win this game. I believe that they can win this game. But I'm going with Green Bay 10 points straight up. the 10 points. All right, going on to the Tampa Bay and Detroit game. I'm going with Detroit straight up money line, minus 265. So that's what I'm going. I think Detroit can win this game. I think Detroit's going to shut down the run game, and then they're going to pass against Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay defense is okay, but I believe Detroit has a better coach. I think Dan Campbell will out coach the Tampa Bay. I believe he's going to establish the line of scrimmage with Penei Sewell and the center. Detroit got one of the best offensive lines in the game, so I'm going with Detroit all day. Going on to the last game, which is tomorrow. This is tomorrow's game. Kansas City and Buffalo. I'm going with Kansas City money line, and you getting plus money with it. You get plus 120, so you can bet $100 to win $120. So I'm going with the money line for Kansas City. So I'm picking Baltimore money line. I'm picking Green Bay plus 10. I'm picking Detroit money line. And I'm also taking Kansas City money line. All right. So let's talk about some players, guys, that I believe that you should be picking up as far as in your DFS, your Draftkings, your Fanduel lineups. Okay, so start with Houston. Guys, I think CJ Stroud throws for at least 2 touchdowns today. He's going to be, because I think they're going to be behind. So I like CJ Stroud. If you wanted to pick anybody off of Houston, CJ Stroud would be the quarterback. And I also like Devin Singletary. I think Devin Singletary, people are going to sleep on him. I think they will be in the green zone. Everybody thinks Baltimore is going to shut down the run. They will in a grand theme of macro type of way, right? Overall, yeah, they ain't not going to run the ball down Baltimore, but can Devin Singletary score a receiving screen touchdown or a 1-yard touchdown? Yes, he can. So that's why I like Devin Singletary as a sneaky play, and he's also cheap on FanDuel and DraftKings compared to all these other running backs. So I like Devin Singletary, and also I like the alpha Nico Collins. I think Nico Collins is going to get 10 plus targets, so I'm willing to play him now. Baltimore probably going to make sure they take him away, but I'm going with the guy who's getting a lot of targets. So I like Nico today. He's extremely talented. I wouldn't say he was talented last year, but I got to give it to him this year because he got a good quarterback. Sometimes we misjudge guys because they don't have a good supporting cast around them, especially in football. In football, you need a good supporting cast. You're just not going to go out there with the weakest quarterback and go out there and ball. I mean, there's very few guys that can do that. That's guys on like D-Hop and a couple of those guys that can ball with any quarterback. So Nico Collins right now, guys, is a top 12 receiver in the NFL. All right, let's move on to the Baltimore side. Okay, on the Baltimore side, I'm choosing Lamar Jackson. I love Lamar Jackson. I think he is so far the MVP. Now, listen, if you want to talk about regular season, he's definitely the MVP. But if you bring in postseason, I'm still waiting. You might call me crazy. I'm still waiting. If Jordan Love wins this game, to me, he will be the MVP. And I said what I said. If Jordan Love can beat San Francisco, he will be my MVP candidate. It's just that simple. But right now, as far as the regular season, Lamar Jackson is the MVP no matter what happens if you just focus on the regular season. But if you go to the postseason, Jordan Love can catch him. So with Lamar, he's automatically, I'm playing him. I got him in a couple lineups. Moving on to my next guy that I like Isaiah Likely. Even if Mark Andrews would have played, excuse me, guys, my microphone failed. Even if Mark Andrews would have played, what's going on, Pat, man? What's going on, Patrick? Even if Mark Andrews would have played, I still would have played Isaiah Likely. I think Isaiah Likely has a niche on this team right now. He has a special niche. He's like a hybrid tight end wide receiver type of guy who's fast, who runs like a 4.5, 230, 40 pounds, getting bigger. He still hasn't came into his overall NFL body. So he's going to be even a bigger dude as time goes on. This is his second season. So I like Isaiah Likely. And next, the last guy that I like from Baltimore is Zay Flowers. He's the boom guy. Now, could Odell Beckham have a game? Yes, he can. Could Rashad Bateman have a big play? Yes, he can. I see you, Pac-Man. He says, I'm a Ravens fan, and I was really hoping Mark would play today. Right. Right. But they don't need them. They don't want to use them up, bro. They can win this game with Isaiah Likely. But Zay Flowers is going to be hyper targeted more than anybody else. I like him. And he has big playability. So Zay Flowers, I'm playing him. To me, he still was the best wide receiver coming out of this draft over Jackson Smith and Jigba, over some of these other guys. I love Zay Flowers. Okay, guys, let's move on to the next game. The next game is going to be the Green Bay and San Francisco. And I'm going to start off with Green Bay, some of the players that I like. And I'm going to start off with a top 5 potential quarterback in 2024, and it's going to be Jordan Love. Yes, guys, Jordan Love. Now, you might say, Jordan Love ain't no top 5. We talking about right now. We're not talking about most accomplished. If we talking about most accomplished, no, Jordan Love is not in the top 5. If you want to talk about like accolades with MVPs and Pro Bowls, no. But we're talking about right now in the season right now. Jordan Love, if all the quarterbacks, all 32 teams, Jordan Love top 5 in this season right now. Now, if you want to talk about who's the most accomplished quarterback in the league, it's probably Pat Mahomes right now. Then I would probably say Lamar Jackson, right? Then you might go to, then if you put Aaron Rodgers in there, you could put Aaron Rodgers as number 1. He got 4 or 5 MVPs, 1 Super Bowl, right? So does Pat. Pat got some MVPs, and he got a couple Super Bowls. So that's two different conversations. We talking about right now in the playoffs. I wouldn't really want any other quarterback right now outside of Jordan Love in the playoffs. Maybe CJ Stroud, he's hot. Lamar Jackson, he's hot. But outside of those guys, I want Jordan Love. So Jordan Love, to me, is a top 5 potential quarterback in 2024. He's going to get a big bag. Especially if he beats CMC, or if he beats CMC in the San Francisco 49ers. If he beat them guys today. So moving on to my next, this is a sleeper guy. It's Christian Watson. Now listen, Romeo Doubs and Jaden Reed and those guys and Dontavious Wicks are probably going to get a lot of opportunities and a lot of carries. Patrick says Love is so poor, is out there right now. Right, in the pocket. Right, I agree. Right. So yes, Dontavious Wicks, all those guys are really good wide receivers, but Christian Watson is the boom play, and a lot of you don't understand that when I mention him. And this is what I say. Listen, I'm not going to sit here and say, well, if he hit, I was right, because it's not always about being right and wrong and this and this. But this is what I get when it's like, Titty, you crazy, and I'm like, guys, I don't think y'all are watching football correctly. The reason why Tyreek Hill, guys like Christian Watson, even going back in the day like Ted Ginn had a long career with receivers that was better than him, but he had that speed. When you have speed, and then you're a big guy, pause, like Christian Watson, then you can make big plays in a game, and that's bigger than a guy that's going to get 12 targets and catch the ball for 80 yards. Those are the old school wide receivers that are really, people used to use. Michael Irvin was a great wide receiver like that. I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan. I love Michael Irvin. But now in the game, if you got speed, you can stretch the defense and you help the whole team. So Christian Watson, if you go back and watch the game, the Dallas Cowboys was doubling Christian Watson on back side post and up the middle, right? Pause. So they didn't want him to get behind the defense. So it was opening up for Romeo Doubs and Luke Musgrave and Tucker Kraft and Aaron Jones. That's why I say Christian Watson is the alpha. If you keep looking for alpha for Jerry Rice alphas, you will never understand, and you will never be able to catch the next exploding player. Because a lot of you right now love Tyreek. Why do you like Tyreek? Because if you watch Tyreek back in the day, he wasn't no guy getting no 12 targets a game. He was a 5-target guy with maybe 1 touchdown, like Christian Watson. Now, Christian Watson does get injured, so if he don't get over his injury history, he won't be an alpha for this team because they'll move on. He's getting hurt too much. But if he can stay healthy, if he can work on getting his hamstrings and stretching before the game, this guy can boom and be a big-time player. I see you, Travis. So moving forward to the next guy is Aaron Jones. Yes, guys, Aaron Jones. The reason why I like Aaron Jones, guys, I believe he can catch passes and he can run. I don't think Fred Warner is a great linebacker. Drake Greenlaw is a great linebacker, but they can't guard Aaron Jones, especially with all the weapons that Green Bay have. So I like Aaron Jones to get out in space and also have a couple goal line opportunities. So, like I was talking about Christian Watson, and he's just a boom play. He's not the consistent. If you want the consistent guy, then you need to go to Jaden Reed or Romeo Dobbs. If you want a guy who can go for an 80-yard touchdown, who can win you the week, and he's got a good price on him for DFS, it's Christian Watson. So, and I also like Christian Watson going forward in 2024, especially with having a quarterback like Jordan Love. All right, let's go on to the San Francisco side. Let's talk about CMC. Guys, CMC, they're not going to be able to stop CMC. If they stop CMC, they're going to win this game. It's that easy. CMC is a beast. He's on his way to be a Hall of Famer. He's expensive. He's like $9,000 in most formats, but why wouldn't you pick him up? Because he's going to get that work. He's going to get 25 touches. So I like CMC. He's going to catch passes. He's going to be lining up at wide receiver. They're going to have some different design things to get these guys out in space. So I like CMC. Next is going to be Brandon Ayuk. Brandon Ayuk, guys, yards per reception is elite. He's top 12 in the NFL with that. It's because of the way this team plays. You got to try to stop CMC and also Debo. So Ayuk always got one-on-one coverage. So I like Ayuk. And next, guys, is Debo Samuel. Debo is a guy, Swiss Army knife. He can do anything it takes to win the game. So I like Debo to get out in space and make a couple big plays in this game to keep this game close. I think it's going to be a close game. That's why I'm going with the point spread for Green Bay with the +10. Travis says, what up, bruh? What's up, bruh? Mass Network says Purdy or Love. I'm going with Love over Purdy, as I think Love will have a bigger, even though I believe San Francisco probably is going to win the game. Now, with my heart, I like Love, but I got to be fair to y'all. My heart and my content creation is two different things. Now, I'm going to keep it real, but I'm also going to be genuine. I'm not just going to say, well, who's my favorite player? I'm going to tell them everybody this is my favorite player. No, I actually tell y'all things that I see as an analytical breakdown or my eye test. My eye test says the San Francisco is a better team. My heart tells me that Love is, because Love is a great quarterback too, but my heart is also telling me that Love them can win this game because they're young. They don't even know what the situation is. They don't have any pressure. But I'm not going to talk about that and try to tell y'all to pick Green Bay outside of the points. I'm going with the points. So I'm going with Love, bro. All right, let's move on to the Tampa Bay and Detroit game. The Tampa Bay and Detroit game. For Tampa Bay, guys, I'm choosing Mike Evans. The reason why Detroit got the weakest secondary in the NFL, one of the weakest secondary, and they in the playoffs. So I think Mike Evans and Chris Godwin are going to eat. And those are two guys that I'm on. I like Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. I think those guys was going to get probably 8 to 12 targets, each of them individually. So I like those guys. And you also, Trey Palmer is also a boom guy that you could play, kind of like a Christian Watson play. But I didn't have him on this list. I only had 3 guys on this list. So you also can play those couple of guys. Moving on, Baker Mayfield. Also, Baker Mayfield, they're going to be passing the ball. You can't beat Detroit running the ball, but you can beat them passing the ball. So I like Baker Mayfield, Forrest, and Chris Godwin and Mike Evans. Also, guys, going on to Detroit, Jahmyr Gibbs, you know why I like him. He's explosive. Anytime you're an explosive running back like this with a great offensive line, I'm going to always try to pick you in a DFS type lineup because you need that boom. It ain't just being safe. I mean, sometimes safe guys hit too, but I like the boom. I like to try to outscore my opponent to win the big money, not trying to just get there, trying to actually win the big money, depending on if you're doing a tournament or a multiplier, right? It's two different things, two different type of lineups. Next is Amon-Ra St. Brown, and that's easy. Everybody love Amon-Ra St. Brown. I love Amon-Ra St. Brown. I've been on now. I used to like boom guys. Amon-Ra ain't like I would call a top 5 boom guy that I usually like in a wide receiver, but he's a guy that's safe, who gets bombarded with targets type guy, PPR monster, but he got some boom because he's special like that. So I'm playing Amon-Ra. I think Amon-Ra, he dyed his hair, guys. He's ready to play. And if you also, just to get off context a little bit or give out some context, Amon-Ra talked about, he said, I told y'all Green Bay like that because that's the last loss that they had outside of Cowboys. They lost to Green Bay. So Amon-Ra, he was like, hey, listen, man, Green Bay like that. But anyway, Amon-Ra dyed his hair. I think this guy's ready to go. He's ready to go. So I'm playing Amon-Ra. Listen, they got to go down with that ship. And next, guys, is another boom guy, kind of like Christian Watson and Trey Palmer, is Jameson Williams, especially with Khalif Raymond being out. So since Khalif Raymond is being out, yes, Josh Reynolds probably gonna get a couple more targets, but I think Jameson Williams needs to step up. This is the game. This is why they drafted Jameson Williams. They drafted him to have a big play, a 50-yard bomb, a 60-yard touchdown, or a reverse, or a screenplay to the crib. So I like those three guys. Moving on to the Kansas City and Buffalo game. Remember, like I said, I'm taking Kansas City money line to win this game. Kansas City got a great defense. I think they can get to Josh Allen, make and frustrate him, and make him have a couple turnovers. But for Kansas City, I like Pat Mahomes. I think Pat Mahomes is a veteran, most accomplished quarterback, very talented, top 5 talented quarterback in the NFL. It's Patrick Mahomes. He's a wizard. He's on his way to be Hall of Fame. If he keep winning. If he win 2 more Super Bowls, he could be debated as the GOAT. But right now, I'm putting Jordan Love in front of him is in the 2024. If you go back and look at any season, there was seasons where couple seasons where guys outdid Michael Jordan. A couple. Now, out of 12, 13 seasons was only a couple, right? Because we know Michael Jordan, his career. But there's times when you could be the most accomplished player, but you might not be the best player for that season, right? It happens. Kobe Bryant was the best player, but he didn't win MVP every single season because he didn't have, per se, outside of points, he didn't have the best season every single year. So that's why I believe that Pat Mahomes is great, but I don't think he's better than Jordan Love right now. He's not outplaying Jordan Love. But Pat Mahomes and Travis Kelce, I'm playing those guys if you want to go with Kansas City as a stack. Also, Isaiah Pacheco. But don't forget about Rashid Rice. I didn't want to do 4 guys. I want to do 3, stick to my template. But I like Isaiah Pacheco to run the ball. Buffalo has a lot of injury. Bernard, the middle linebacker that took over for I forgot the guy name, but he took over for the linebacker who got hurt early in the season. I think that Buffalo is vulnerable to the run. I think Isaiah Pacheco can have 100 yards with a TD. So I want to play Pat Mahomes, Pacheco, and Rashid Rice. Moving on, guys, to the Buffalo side, I like Josh Allen, I like James Cook, and I like Dawson Knox. Stephon Diggs makes me nervous, and Kansas City has the best secondary in the NFL. They got 3 Pro Bowl corners, I believe. I could be mistaken. Guys, let me know in the chat. Let me know. But I think they got Snead, they got McDuffie. All these guys are really, really good. So I don't think Stephon Diggs, this is the game that he gets off, but he could have a big play or two. But far as fantasy, to give you that boom to win some big money or win in a multiplier, I don't know. I would probably rather fade him. Me, I'm going with James Cook. I think they might be down. Kansas City going to be putting up points. That's going to be a lot of opportunities for James Cook. I still don't like the way they use him. I think he should get more opportunities in the pass game. He should be catching about 5 to 6 passes a game, but they don't use him that way. But I am picking James Cook and also Dawson Knox. Yes, I didn't go to Khalil Shakir. I didn't go to Stephon Diggs. Gabe Davis is out. But I think that's going to be more for Dawson Knox. I think he's going to have a lot of one-on-one coverage, a lot of play action, and he's going to have some opportunities to make some plays. All you need is like 3 catches for 40 yards and a touchdown, and he could be the top 2 tight end on his slate, right? So I like Dawson Knox. Dollar Bill, what's up, bro? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I see you, bro. So, guys, I guess I'm gonna get ready to get out of here. I guess I'm gonna before I get out of here, I'm gonna read off my picks again for anybody that's new. Make sure we hit the like button. We got 17 people in here. Let me see how many likes we got. Guys, we only got 5 likes. I'm not gonna read off the list until we get the likes up. We got 16 people in here and we only got 5 likes. Come on, guys, let's hit the like button. Let's get the likes up. Let's see. Let's see how many likes we got now. Let's see. We got 7 likes. I at least need 12. I at least need 12, guys. Got to get the likes up. Got to do the HBO special. And I got that. I got that from my brother that he does content on YouTube. He always say do the HBO special. That's help a brother out. The algorithms, guys, respect the like button. I'm not gonna make content, live content, and got 18 people in here watching from the background and won't hit the like button. Even if you hit the you ain't gotta hit the like button. You can hit the down the thumbs down button, but you gotta hit something if you're watching the content. Travis says Amara over 100 yards. Bro, I hate those type, right? I like him. I would rather go with targets. But yes, that's Amara over 100 yards. I mean, how can I say no to that, right? This is Amara St. Brown, the number 1 wide receiver on the team. I would say he gets 10 targets. If I could find a prop that says he could get over 10 targets, I would take that over the yards. That's just me though. Most of the time he gonna get over 100 yards. That goes with the targets, but he could get. He could have 70, 80 yards with 2 TDs, right? They just use him in the red zone. That's the thing. That's why I don't like to go with the yards. You might pick him for the yards. He has a great game, but he still don't have the 100 yards. He got like 95 or something. Yep. I see you on Facebook. We do. EJ, I see you, bro. I see you on Facebook. We got the likes up. It's YouTube where we don't have the likes up. 9. Okay. Here we go. All right. EJ says, who you got? Baltimore or Houston? I got Baltimore, bro. Now, I got Baltimore money line too. I'm taking Baltimore money line all day. Lamar Jackson. He's my. I think they're gonna win the Super Bowl. If I don't want them to go up against Green Bay. I know everybody like, man, you on some Green Bay? Why you keep talking about Jordan Love and Green Bay? Hey, I could be. If I'm wrong, I'll make a video. So listen, man, San Francisco is them, and I believe that. Like money wise, I'm betting on San Francisco, but I'm just taking the points with Green Bay. So I believe that San Francisco will win the game. But the team that looks the most explosive in the NFL right now is Green Bay. So that's why I hopefully Baltimore won't have to go up against Green Bay. I think that's a bad matchup for them. I think Green Bay is a bad matchup for everybody left in the playoffs. Dollar Bill says, YouTube, bruh, 30 point, 40 points. Yes, sir. 30 point, 40 point. 30 point, 40 point. B Silver says, is that what you usually play? The props and on targets and over yards and anytime touchdowns? Okay, let's pull it up. I think I got a little bit of money on there. I'm gonna do one. Let's pull it up. Underdog. Okay. Okay, I got this email confirmation. Let me do this real quick so I can log into my account. All right. Let's do a lineup. Let me share this. Okay, so hold on. Let me get through some of these questions before we pick one. Yes, I like that. CHB. CHB says Jordan Love over 300. Yes, I like that. That's not one that I will go with more him to throw for 2 touchdowns. That's the one I would go with. But I that's 300 yards. I can see that. I can see that. And like I said, B Silver says the props on the targets and over yards, anytime touchdowns. Yeah, I like anytime. I rarely do anytime touchdowns. I like that, but I do that for a booster. I do that for a booster. But look, let's go do one. Let's go do some pick'ems real quick. Let's go to NFL. All right, let me get this out of here. Let me go to my homeboy EJ. EJ said, I got bets down. Who you got? Tampa Bay versus Detroit. I got Detroit. I got Detroit all day. I'm going with Detroit money line. I'm going with Detroit money line. Yep. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. He says, I value your opinion. All right. So let's go to NFL right here. All right. We got CJ Stroud. I don't want to mess with CJ Stroud right here. Lamar Jackson, no. Maybe if I can get Isaiah. You see, they ain't got Isaiah Likely here, do they? Where Isaiah Likely at? Yeah, exactly. They ain't got no Isaiah Likely up here. Okay, maybe they do. Maybe I got to keep going. Okay. There we go. Isaiah Likely. I like that higher. I like that right here. I like his 3.5 receptions. I like to go with the receptions or the targets. Like the 5 targets. I don't think he has to have 5 targets, but I like the 3.5 receptions. I also like the 39.5 receiving yards with him because he usually get a big play a game especially when Lamar Jackson start running around to make a play. So let's keep going. We don't got to stop here. Let's keep going. I also like defensive players sometimes. You got Bevan Jordan. Andrew Beck. Let's keep going. You got Kyle Hamilton, 5+ tackles. I like that. I'm just going through all of them. I like some of those defensive plays. Let's see. We got Brock Purdy. We got Jordan Love, 2.5. So it's not 1.5. It's 2.5. That's a lot. That's a lot. Let's see how many rushing yards he had last week. He didn't have that many rushing yards. Mr. Grapefruit, I see you. He says, over Kittle, 52 yards. Ferguson destroyed Green Bay. Right. I like that. I do. I like George Kittle. I like George Kittle anytime touchdown too. That would be a good one. Let's see. We got Aaron Jones here. Just looking through to see if anything I like with Aaron Jones. I like his anytime touchdown. Well, rushing touchdown. Jaden Reed. This is the one that I like the most. Christian Watson. Over 28.5 receiving yards. I'm going with that one. I think that this is a guy that usually leads this team in targets when he's healthy. And last week he probably played 40% of the snaps. I think this week it'd be 70. So I'm going there. Right. He said, yeah, he might hit his fantasy points projections for sure. Yes, I agree. Yes, sir. And EJ says, so you got the Niners over Green Bay? I think I missed your answer. Yes, to win the game straight up. But listen, bro, I don't feel great. That's my professional answer. My heart, I'm breaking it down that way. I'm not trying to hedge my bet. I'm just saying I got a lot of lineups with Jordan Love in them. But I'm not going to sit here and tell my subscribers that Green Bay going to blow out 49ers or they're going to win the game, because that's not me being a great professional. The 49ers got a good defense. They got a great run game. That's how you beat Green Bay. Keep Jordan Love off the field with CMC. Then you got Debo, who you can throw screens and stuff to, who's an animal. I think 49ers are the better team that can win the game. But I think Jordan Love is so hot right now, that I believe that he could go out and beat the 49ers throwing the ball around the yard, making big plays. And I believe Green Bay could get a turnover with Brock Purdy. All they need is like one turnover per se, or a special teams play. So being professional, bro, 49ers going to win the game straight up. But I think Green Bay going to fight. Now, if you was doing a professional, like a bet on a website where you getting 10 points, I would say take the 10 points for Green Bay. But if you're just doing a bet with a friend, take the 49ers. All right. So let's go here. Rashad Gary, a sack. I don't know about that. Quay Walker. Anytime, bro. Anytime. I got you. Bro. Quay Walker. I'm going, especially with CMC running the ball, they need Quay. So I'm going higher right there. Let's see. Okay, now we're down to Baker Mayfield. I want to go higher passing yards, but let's wait. Let's see if I can get a better one. I like him to go higher than 260. Guys, if you got anybody got an opinion, anybody got any suggestions, just go ahead and put it in the comment section. We chopping it up. I want to do something with Jahmyr Gibbs. Let's see how many catches they think he can get. 4.5 targets. Woo, that's a lot of targets. That's a lot of targets for a running back. I'm going with 10.5 rushing attempts for Jahmyr Gibbs. I'm going with 8.5 targets for Mike Evans. There's the Amon-Ra 10 targets, but let's see what else they got. Mr. Grapefruit says Amon-Ra Evans likely to have big games. I agree with that. 100%. That's why I went with Mike Evans to get the 8.5 targets. Let's go back and look at his targets. Let's go look at his targets. He had 7 against Philly, 8 against Carolina, 4 against New Orleans. Detroit secondary is just as bad as Philly. I'm gonna stay with the 8.5 targets. They was also up on Philly too, so that's another thing. They was up on Philly. Montgomery, K.I., and Josh Reynolds, Jameson. Whoa, 4 targets. I wanted to go here. I was hoping for 2 targets right here. Then I will go, but 4.5. That's rough. That's 5 targets for Jameson. Let me see what he had last week. He had only 2 targets last week. I can't do that. Trey Palmer, 2 receptions, 4 targets. Levante David. EJ says, one more question. Kansas City versus Bills in Buffalo. I'm going Kansas City all day. Kansas City all day. All right, well, now we with the Kansas City and Buffalo. So we got Josh Allen, Isaiah Pacheco, Travis Kelce. I think I'm going with Travis Kelce, 9 targets. He had last week, he had 10 targets. In a colder game, it was colder in that game. I think I'm going with Travis Kelce here. I think I'm going with Travis Kelce here. Yeah, I'm going to go with the alpha. I might go with the 6 catches. I might go with the 6 catches. Yeah, I'm going with the 6 catches. All right. So let's put 5 on that, right? 5 to pay 100. I'm not going to insure it. I don't. When I'm gambling, I'm not insuring. Because at 5, if I lose, I don't care about the 5. That's why I'm not going to insure it. Mr. Grapefruit says 4 first down for Travis Kelce likely to happen. Right, bro. It can. You right. That's facts. I'm trying to think what happens because he get the catches. I think is even better because he might come out the game and get 3 or 4 catches on the first series. All of them might not be for first down. That might be 8 yards. So they could. I think the 4 first down. I like the 4 first downs. Let's see how many first downs. Do they tell you how many first downs he had last week? I don't think they're gonna tell us. I know he had 4 first downs though. I'm just gonna stick with the receptions. I'm gonna stick with the receptions. All right. All right, there's our picks right here, guys. We got Christian Watson higher than 28 receiving yards. We got Quay Walker with 8.5 tackles and assists. The reason why I took Christian Watson, I'm looking for a big play. That's the secret weapon. They haven't seen him get the ball in weeks. So that's what I would come out and try to get Christian Watson the ball against San Francisco because they haven't seen him get the ball in a while. Quay Walker, he's going to have to start CMC. So he's going to be chasing CMC a lot. That's why I went with him with 8.5 tackles plus assists all together. Jahmyr Gibbs, you got to give him the ball. He's your best player. So I think he's going to get more than 10.5 rushing attempts. I could see 12, 14 easy. Mike Evans, he's got to get the ball against a weak defense, so I'm going with a lot of targets. I think he get even more than 8.5. I see a lot of targets against Detroit. Travis Kelce is an alpha. He balled out. He looked like the old Travis Kelce outside the drops, but it was very cold. He looked like the old Travis Kelce. Okay, let's get out of it. Let's get out of this. Let's see how many likes we got, guys. Let's see how many likes we got. And then I'm going to go. We got 10 likes. So we got 13 people. Let's get the likes up. Okay, so I'm gonna go over. So, guys, like I said, for the Houston versus Baltimore, I'm going with Baltimore money line, minus 440 money line. Green Bay versus San Francisco, I'm going with Green Bay plus 10. I'm taking the points. I'm going with Green Bay with the points. Tampa Bay and Detroit, I'm going with Detroit money line. I think they're going to win the game straight out. I wouldn't take no minus points with Detroit to win the game. The game could be close. They could win the game by a field goal. Tampa Bay got a championship defense. That defense that won the championship. 7 to 8 of those players is on the championship on that defense. So I'm not just going to sleep on that defense, but I believe Detroit is a better team. So I'm taking Detroit to win the game straight up. Going on to the Kansas City Buffalo game, I'm taking Kansas City to win the game straight up on the money line. This is a championship pedigree team. Yeah, I'm taking Kansas City all day, plus 120. All right, and as far as on the Houston side, far as players that I'm targeting, for DFS lineups, is C.J. Stroud, Devin Singletary, and Nico Collins. I believe those are the 3 key guys that they need to win this game. Devin Singletary is not no alpha, but don't sleep that he can't get a goal line touchdown in the green zone. Going over to Baltimore, I like Lamar Jackson, and I like Isaiah Likely to make a big play. That's what he is. When Lamar running around on the run, Isaiah Likely could get behind a linebacker. He's fast. He can outrun Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw. And Zay Flowers. He's going to be hyper-targeted. He can make big plays, been making big plays all year long. Going on to the Green Bay and San Francisco game, Green Bay, Jordan Love. I can see him throwing the ball about 40, 50 times, especially if they get down. So I like Jordan Love. Also, Christian Watson to have a big play in the game. I like Christian Watson. I also like Aaron Jones to get a fall-in touchdown and catch a couple passes against this really good defense. Also, San Francisco, CMC going to ball out. That's easy, right? We know that. Brandon Ayuk, I like him to catch a couple passes downfield off some play action, one-on-one coverage. I think Debo's going to get a lot of screens. They're going to try to get him some yak. And then also, like Grapefruit talked about George Kittle. Don't sleep on George Kittle. George Kittle could get an anytime touchdown. Going on to the Tampa Bay Detroit game. For Tampa Bay, I like Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. Those receivers are going to get bombarded with targets. Detroit is susceptible to being giving up a lot of yards in the secondary. Baker Mayfield, because he's going to be passing a lot. Going on to Detroit, Jahmyr Gibbs, he's special. He can have a big play. They're going to try to get one of their best players the ball a lot. Don't sleep on David Montgomery, but Jahmyr Gibbs is just fast. He's a explosive guy. And Amon-Ra St. Brown, we know that, right? That's easy. He's going to be bombarded with targets and probably have a big game. Jameson Williams, I think he can have one big play of this game. So be looking, it could be 70-yard touchdown. It could be a 20-yard reverse. I think he's going to have a big play this game. And going on to the Kansas City Buffalo game, Kansas City guys, Pat Mahomes, you know what he is. He's going to run around and try to find somebody. Him and Travis Kelce are like Jenny and Forrest Gump, like peas and carrots. So if you got one, you got to have the other one in the lineup, especially in the playoffs. I'm always going to play Pat Mahomes and Travis Kelce if they in the playoffs together and healthy. And Isaiah Pacheco to establish this run game against a defense of Buffalo that has a lot of starters out. They are beat up. In Buffalo, I'm taking Josh Allen just because he's going to try to put the team on his shoulders and do everything. So you got to play Josh Allen. Got to put some respect on his name. You got to call him a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. Especially in fantasy. Maybe in real life, you could argue that. James Cook, I'm taking him. Just they're gonna give him probably about 15 to 20 touches. I don't know if it's gonna be elite touches, but they're gonna give him 15 to 20 touches. And Stephon Diggs makes me nervous. As far as Dawson Knox, I think he could get a sneaky touchdown, a couple sneaky big plays because they worried about Stephon Diggs or Dalton Kincaid. So Dawson Knox is just a guy that you can fit in your lineup. He's cheap. Put him in there. All right, guys, y'all be safe. I will be doing some more content far as like top 5 coming up in your 2024 season. So top 5 breakout players, sleepers, all that is coming, guys. So be ready for the volume is coming. So thank y'all for being here, guys. Y'all be safe. Peace.
alive. I'm married to that money and I keep her by my side. They thought I wouldn't be shit, so why they face look so surprised. You ain't a real nigga, you just pussy in the skies. Whoa, yeah, look at a nigga now. When I put up to the jeweler, I'ma tell that nigga go bust it down. Tryna count the money, damn homie, I done lost track of their mind. Turn me up, this that hot shit, it was kinda looking like a drought. I don't do this for the clout, bitch. Okay, turn me up.